I'm now looking at the Green Lake, just about 10 to 15 minutes from Rostreva Place. And on the other side, the Blue Lake. They're close to each other. We're standing actually on a viewpoint. We're now right outside the buried village where we're going in now. The village was completely buried by the Great Eruption in Taravera on June 10, 1886. About that time it was visited by thousands of tourists annually, being the principal tourist resort on New Zealand and the starting point for trips to the wonderful pink and white terraces. The total area covered by ash and mud was 5,700 square miles, and the depth of this village varies from 5 to 12 feet. Lives lost in the eruption were 147 Maoris and 6 Europeans. That's where we are. Thank you, Anna, very kind. And can you show me the Blue Lake and the Green Lake?
Blue Lake's hiding behind those hills, and the Green Lake's in there.
Right. And the great volcano is?
Mount Tarawera.
Mount Tarawera, that's where it is. The great eruption came from there. That's the Tarawera crater as it looks today after the eruption on the 10th of June 1886. And this is one of the Maori huts that were covered by mud and ashes in 1886. It's been excavated. The depth of the mud was about 6 feet, 1.8 meters. We can see the original mud or soil. It's more brown and it's lighter further up. The lighter part is of course from the eruption. And here are the remains from the blacksmith shop. This is actually the hut of the guy who foretold the eruption 4 days before it was a fact. He survived after having been buried for about 100 hours, but he died a few days later after having been released. That was partly because they thought the doctor shaved his head against his own will. A quick survey of the area. And down there we see the fallow deer. See how it wants to get out? This is a Maori canoe used on Lake Tarawera for eel fishing. The sewing machine on top of this tree is really a very peculiar thing because it was placed there by a buggy driver right after the eruption. And it has stayed there ever since, for more than 100 years. Way over there on the other side we see the Mount Taravera with a big crater where the big eruption was in 1886, which covered the village which we just have been passing through, and the Lake Taravera right beneath. Trying to catch the ducks.
Bella. Bella. Oi! Come here.
Now we are at the three-dimensional maze, and Anna and Alexander are in there somewhere. We don't know where. The object is to reach all four corners marked with colored flags from one entrance and in any other. Congratulations. Wrong exit?
Yeah.
No, that's Wilbur.
Now, John, Wilbur, sit.
Oh.
Wow, clever.
Is that bear?
Is it what? Is the Pope a Catholic? Want some?
You have to sit first.
That's actually a bear.
A good Kiwi enjoying his beer.
Now we gave him some petrol last week, and he drank the petrol and he ran round and round and round around the paddock and finally dropped down.
And here we see St. Faith's Anglican Church right down in the center of Rotorua, with hot pots around. The area here is called O Hanimoto. It's right next to the Rotorua. It's an early morning, our last day here. What we see there on the top is the main hospital, which the Maori gave the site to the hospital to be built there. And this is a Maori village in the very center of the town, and you can see all the smoke coming up from all little places. Hot pots. This is the lake again, but it's the inner part of it, and it's actually boiling. It's the Lake of Rotorua. About 5 years ago, 4 young people crashed through the barrier and right onto this lake, and they died. It was too hot for anyone to get them up, so they actually boiled to death. And we now can see how this hot water flows into the lake of Rotorua and gets cooled down. See? As we can see, the ducks, they don't come in further. That's as far as they go. It will be too hot. And again we can see how the graves are situated above the ground because of the heat. And there you can see Gallipoli as well. This is where we went the other night for a concert, and where Alexander actually was picked out to represent Norway, so to speak. Now we have gone for a boat trip on the Lake Taravera, and we have just landed And here you find a lot of wattle trees, W-A-T-T-L-E. They are imported from Australia in some way or other years back. And here is a memorial about the big eruption of June 10th, 1886, where someone was killed and so was the rest of his clan. Now we are coming to another stop on the same lake. And it is actually what they call the hot water beach, as you can see from the smoke. Here we can see how the hot water comes floating. Right into a little pool that's been made by man.
I can do the talking. So it says record and then it's working.
Yeah.
So the pumping is standby, I think.
Yeah, right.
Right. So here now, there's a pool in which I wouldn't like to go. It's completely boiling. So this is special. Thank you.
Okay. Still on Rick.
Yep. You want to go in there? Sure. Come on, stay with me for a second. I'm not going to push into you. Just want to be on the film. Right. And turn your face to your father. Hello, Dad. Where are you from? Rotorua? Zambia. Okay. Right. I'm from Norway. Hello. That's far away.
How do you switch it off? Or is it?
Just press the same button again.
And there's Mount Tarawera there, and you can see at the bottom fishermen.
Finally got a wheat fish, I call it. Can be cooked.
Put it in neutral if you like.
I think that means that the fishermen haven't actually caught anything.
Wow. What about it?
Number one wheat fish. See, I got one too. See my one?
That's
I just got a baby one.
That's
See?
just a small one. I got a big one. It's green, like the water.
My one's brown, like the weed.
Yes. So you can use it as a halo, actually, and say you're a saint. That's it.
Further, 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 deeper. Swim, swim, swim.
And that's a bottle of insect repellent out there he's going to get.
Well, I can get that one.
There's Ian, being very helpful. behind the boat.
Oh.
And there's the girl that threw the insect repellent out into the lake.
Å ja, du. Ikke slipp den i vannet, nei. Erna?
Jeg gjør det, hvis du gjør det.
Nei, må ikke gjøre det. Må ikke gjøre det.
Alex, ikke gjør det! Nei, Alex!
Vi blir våte.
Alex, det er nok! Nei! Nei!
Ikke hold i det. Det er du som holder i med.